In the previous video, we see Anthea and Unhan go deeper inside the Thanlarn Palace with the help of the sprout-looking demon, where they find the same place that Anthea had imagined in her dream. But she cannot find the cure for the Blake curse. Instead, they uncover the truth about the history manipulated by the first Emperor Philip. Emperor Philip created a fake stone slab to change the truth about what happened at that time. When Anthea's magic light crystal necklace gets broken, Unhan immediately teleports them to the Imperial Palace. When Anthea reaches him, she finds herself in the arms of his father, where his father is very happy to see her. She is safe and fine. She cries and apologizes to him, saying that she cannot find the clues to free Blake from his curse. Emperor Thenston consoles her, telling her it is not her fault. Servant Colin comes there in panic and tells them that Blake's condition is getting very severe. When Anthea reached to see Blake, she found Blake's condition getting worse, and he could not regain his consciousness. Emperor Thenston also comes to see his son for the first time and apologizes to him for coming late and ignoring his presence. On the other side, Richard also heard about Blake's condition from his spy. He cannot believe that Emperor Thenston would go to visit his son. Richard thinks Blake's condition is getting serious, and if he dies, Emperor Thenston have to decide the next successor of the throne. Emperor Thenston knows he cannot give the throne to the greedy Duke of Carcel, or the dumb Frank as the crown prince. Richard planned to get rid of Emperor Thenston and make the Duke of Carcel the next emperor. If the Duke of Carcel became the emperor, it would be easy for him to become the next emperor. He told his spy to spread the rumor that he said, and make sure that it reached the emperor's ear. He tells him to spread the rumor that there is a round dark magician who practices the ancient act, freely dealing with the curse and even capable of transferring the curse of the goddess. The emperor, then, will more certainly be intrigued by the rumors, while pretending to transfer the Blake curse onto him, and he will end his life. Richard's spy spread the rumor. After a few days, Richard was shocked that the emperor had shown no response, even after hearing the rumor. His spy asks him if he can throw some more bait at him, and Richard tells him to stop this plan. He thinks that the emperor is quite deeply thought of for Anthea, and once she becomes the crown princess, her husband will become the emperor, and he thinks if he makes Anthea his, everything gets solved. Anthea and the emperor will become his family, and he will make his dreams of becoming an emperor come true. He thinks, is there any more perfect ending? Yes, it is. If Blake becomes the emperor, Anthea becomes his wife as a crown princess, and Richard becomes their royal servant. For me, it is called a perfect ending. Let's continue. Richard decides to give Anthea a most precious gift that she cannot refuse. I wonder what kind of gift he decided to gift her that even she cannot refuse. In the palace, the doctor informed them that it had been 10 days, but the Highness could not regain his consciousness. If he cannot wake up today, his chance of coming back will be low. Anthea is devastated. She cannot believe the doctor's words. She thinks it happened because of her. Changing the original narrative while claiming that it's for his sake had led to the butterfly effect and brought pain to Blake. She holds his hand and prays to the goddess of light to stop Blake's suffering. He does not do anything wrong. It is not like he wants to be born as a descendant of the Philips. So please, God of light, stop the broken pain. Emperor Thenston tells her it is not her fault, so please do not blame herself. Anthea thinks it must be hard on his father, and she tries not to give him something else to worry about. Where his father asks her if he knew that she felt so much pressure, he wouldn't have permitted her to visit Thanlarn Palace. And the Blake curse, which originated from the sin of the Zarathilian imperial family and his incompetence. Emperor Thenston took the blame all for himself. But Anthea says if she had the power of light, she would break the curse. Emperor Thenston says she has truly been a gift sent to him and his son, and his existence is precious enough. He tells her if his son dies by any chance, he had planned to proclaim her the crown princess's apparent heir. Anthem never thought about this, and she asked him, "What do you mean by?" He tells her that he had never planned to have a child. He wanted to end the curse of the goddess with him. However, he fell in love with a woman. After that, Blake was born. He ends up being greedy, and he thinks he is the one solely at fault for Blake's curse. But Anthea told his father it was not his fault. Emperor Thenston could not accept that. And now he wants to see the end of the curse, and he doesn't want to pass down the pain that Blake is suffering to another. Even Anthea could say something. Emperor Thenston tells her he had a plan to bequeath the throne to her. But we all know Anthea does not ever want the throne, she just wants Blake's happiness. She cries loudly, saying His Highness will definitely overcome this and his curse will be broken. But he tells her he knows Blake will overcome this situation. He just made this decision just in case. But Anthea tells his father she does not want these and tells him not to make such assumptions. She goes close to Blake, telling her to wake up. She holds him tight, saying she knows he will certainly overcome this. And suddenly he hears the voice Anthea, which surprises her. It was Blake who called her, and her joy cannot be described. He told her it was a bit embarrassing for him that she held him so tight. Anthea was sorry to hold him so tight, but Blake held her hand, telling her not to leave him. With sorrowful joy, he asks her why she is crying, but she says it is a cry of happiness to see him again. He wipes her tears and gently clutches her cheek. She asks how he is feeling, and she goes and calls for a doctor. Blake tells her not to leave and just stay by his side for a while. But their romance is interrupted by the father. Blake does not see his father while having a romance with his wife. While Anthea crawls back with embarrassed, his father asks his son if he's feeling alright. He touches his head to see if he has a fever or not. But no, he was well and good, and Blake was happy to see his father care for him. Anthea was very happy to see the father-son relationship meet once more after 3 years. She decided to leave so they could talk more comfortably. When she is going to call the doctor, Blake suddenly grabs her hand, saying not to leave him. Anthea, are you trying to leave your husband alone when you have already engaged in romance in front of his father? What an erotic situation is this? But finally, his father decided to go and call for the doctor. When he goes outside to call the doctor, Anthea feels very awkward because his father sees them. Blake embraces her, saying he misses her so much. He felt like it had been a long time since he had seen his wife's face. Because she called him, he was able to find the path to survive, and for that, he thanked her. Her eyes are automatically filled with joyful tears, and she cannot stop crying and thanks him for waking up. After Blake woke up on the 10th day, the imperial palace experienced many changes. The Emperor Thenston stopped by the Crown Prince's palace every 3 or 4 days a week to visit him. Sometimes he even made the time to have dinner together, like today, when Anthea made a special dish, an omelette with mushrooms. She always makes some delicious food all the time. Emperor Thenston thanks her for this delicious meal. She tells his father that the Crown Prince used to hate mushrooms, but he would eat them if she cooked them like this. Anthea is trying to build a better relationship between father and son. She goes toward Blake and asks his father, "Isn't the Crown Prince so cute?" And his father says, "Yes, he is cute." Then Anthea goes towards his father, asking Blake if the Emperor is looking cool. And Blake says yes, but Anthea tells him to take a closer look. But Blake, with an annoying glare, asks her if it is necessary to answer. When she got backlash from him, she wondered what she could do now. After dinner, Anthea asked, "Aren't you happy about your father coming by often?" He says, "Not really, because it means less time I get to spend with you." Anthea says, "That's why you weren't happy." And Blake nods. He says, "When we're with His Majesty, you only pay attention to my father and only compliment him. Even today, you said he was cool." But Anthea also reminded him she said that he is cute. Blake hugs her, saying he doesn't want to be cute anymore. Anthea notes that her husband is quite the jealous type, and Blake smiles, saying he gladly accepts that and admits he is a jealous type. He holds her hand, asking her why he called everyone else by their name and why she called him Highness. But Anthea tries to change the conversation. Blake asks her honest opinion if she thinks of him as a husband or not. But Anthea thinks in her mind that she used honorifics when she spoke to Blake. But above all else, it was her keeping a distance from him, because she will leave him soon if the Blake curse is not broken. So she drew a line with honorifics and titles and tried her best to not cross the line. But Blake had already caught wind of what she was thinking. He asked Anthea to call him Blake. He also tells her she had already called him before when he was sick, she had called his name. And that's how he woke up from her voice, where he tells her to call him by his name, and she calls him by his name. She thinks in the end, the final fortress she had built up in preparation for her departure from his side has collapsed. Now she can't guess she cannot live without him now even if she have wanted to, because he had already fallen in love with Blake, and she was completely captured by him totally. After that, in the Imperial Palace, Anthea reads the stone slab and is very confused by this. She thinks there must be something else hidden. She thinks about how Philip had taken Lionel Valentia as his queen and betrayed the goddess of light. The enraged goddess of light placed a curse on his descendants, but the power to break the curse was given to the Valentia family, the family he married after betraying the goddess of light. Something seems to be off, and why did the goddess of light give the power of light to the Valentia family? It seems like there is some hidden truth somewhere. What in the world was the original sentence? What happened after Philip moved into the capital? And suddenly, Unhan comes and asks her what she is doing, where she tells him she was looking at lithography and also read some Zelkon history books. Not a single book mentioned the Tansanol that spread through the imperial family or Philip's actual whereabouts. How was he able to fool the whole world so perfectly? and he is quite incredible in many ways. Where Unhan asks her if she read all these books, and she says she has just looked over what she read already. She just does not want to take credit for herself. Hahaha. He tells her even at Tharlarn Palace she was brave and wise, and she even figured out that the stone slab in the middle was erected by Philip. Unhan was so amazed by her skill, but she pats her head, saying she is a bit wise beyond her years. But the truth is she already knows the story. Anthea tells him that his outfit is very nice, where he says this outfit was gifted by His Majesty, and he feels a bit awkward for that. And Anthea says he looks so much cooler in that outfit, where Unhan blushes, saying it's a relief to hear this. I wonder if Unhan also loves her, or he loves her cooking style. Comment down below. Where Anthea asks him if she can ask him a question, and he tells her, whatever your wish, you can ask. Where she tells him she heard about him, that he has closed the chapter of his life living as His Majesty's shadow and accepted knighthood, and asked him what had made him decide to rejoin society. She heard he refused up until now despite His Majesty's offers. He tells her he decided to be a knight after watching her. After watching her in Tharlarn Palace, how she is giving all her effort for His Highness, and he started to feel embarrassed himself. He thought he was completely devoted to His Majesty, but in the end, he was just leaning on him. By becoming a knight, he will completely protect His Majesty's side, by his side. Furthermore, he had plans to be a dependable pillar of support for her and His Highness, where she tells him, you are plenty dependable already, and they both laugh. But suddenly, Unhan notices sudden danger. Someone had interrupted their precious moments. Unhan immediately grabs Anthea, and they both go away from that side, where a mysterious light wind came like a hasuiwo. Anthea was shocked what it is, where Unhan feels the energy of the dragon, and he thinks that Chang must have sent someone to get rid of him, where he tells His Highness to get away as quickly. Where Unhan pulls out his sword, fully ready to fight, where the mysterious light wind is glowing stronger, and a voice comes from it, finally found you. Anthea was shocked looking at this. It was a small child, where the small child had big white hair with a full white dress, looking like an angel came from heaven. He was very happy and calling his big brother Unhan. Wait a second, this cute-looking angel boy is Unhan's little brother Beacon. Where Unhan was shocked to see his little brother, and he asked him if he came to take him back or if he is here to kill him. Where his little brother, Pennick, says he has not come to kill him, but he had come to escort him. He bows down toward his brother, telling him he was chosen by the White Dragon. Where Unhan was shocked after hearing these. Beacon tells her the White Dragon Mobakhan has chosen him, Mountain, to be his master, and tells him to take the Emperor throne in Chang. Unhan rejected his proposal, saying he will not fall for his tricks. Where his brother tells him it is not a trick, and he was desperately searching for him. He tells him he had explained everything, and please do not turn him away. But Unhan does not want to listen to his any word and tells him to return immediately. Where Anthea tells him to hear out his little brother's request, and she does not know the details, but he doesn't seem dangerous to her. Where Unhan tells His Highness that we cannot trust the people of Chang. Where his little brother gets sad after hearing this and tells his brother did he choose that brat over him by any chance. Beacon used his power and created a wind ball just like a Rasengan, saying he is the only one that can serve his brother and he cannot accept another light in his palace. Where Anthea's prediction gets wrong, and she was confused why she suddenly gets dragged into this crap storm. And here our video ends. Let's see what happens to Anthea in the next video. She just got happy recently, but then she gets in trouble in no time. Thank you for watching our video. I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe to our channel.